Hi, everybody. It's me again. I am going to read from the Book of Wisdom today. I'm going to read chapter 4, verses 22, at least 5, possibly more. So let's start. So, the final judgment of the wicked. Fearful shall they come at the counting up of their sins, and their lawless deeds shall convict them to their face. Then shall the just one with great assurance confront his oppressors, who set at naught his labors. Seeing this, they shall be shaken with dreadful fear, and amazed at the unlooked for salvation. They shall say among themselves, rueful and groaning through anguish of spirit, is he whom once we held as a laughing stock and as a type of mockery. Fools that we were, his life we accounted madness, and his death dishonored. See how he is accounted among the sons of God, how his lot is with the saints. We then have strayed from the way of truth, and the light of justice did not shine for us, and the sun did not rise for us. We had our fill of the ways of mischief and of ruin. We journeyed through impassable deserts, but the way of the Lord we knew not. What did our pride avail us? What have wealth and its boastfulness afforded us? All of them passed like a shadow and like a fleeting rumor, like a ship traversing the heaving water of which, when it has passed, no trace can be found, no path of its keel in the waves, or like a bird flying through the air, no evidence of its course is to be found, but the fluid air, lashed by the beat of pinions, and cleft by the rushing force of speeding wings, it is traversed, and afterward no mark of passage can be found in it. And it goes on with other examples. But basically, there is no trajectory. There's nothing to hold on to. There's no congruency. There's nothing that is holding them together to anything. So I thought that was a good passage for obvious reasons. I always say that, don't I? Because I was reflecting a little bit on how times are changing in this administration, and how people that are perceived to be pushovers and naive or just kind people are going to be the people that are probably going to, be assaulted first. And that would be me. But then I started thinking, well, no, I've already overcome this because I've lived with a crackhead. I mean, I've never sugarcoated his addiction. I've never, I've never hid it. I've never tried to deny it. I've never tried to act like. I've never tried to be like a cover up for him that makes it okay and enables it for him to just continue doing it. Like I'm pretty sure most women in domestic abuse relationships might do, and they do, and it's their own fault eventually. It's like if you let it happen to you, then it's going to happen to you, and it's going to keep happening to you because people that are addictive are not worshipers. People that are addictive are the opposite of worshipers. They want things their way. Well, they like to play mind games and gaslighting. They don't want to admit their shame. They don't want to, get better because. And what's actually scarier is the ones that do. Excuse me. Is the ones that do admit it, but they don't mean it. It's almost like more dangerous because you've already come out and said, well, I inside I feel like an addictive person thinks, well, I'm going to say it to see if I can get away with it, but then I'm just going to go back to it, and then it won't be my fault anymore because everybody believed me, and if they believe me once, they'll believe me again. So basically, is sometimes you just have to let people deal with their own addiction almost, but that's a whole other side topic. Anyhow, so this man that I met when I was 16, 17, well, he's a little boy. He's still a little boy, really likes to act like a big macho man. But I mean, he was into drugs and that sort of thing. And so was my dad. So I thought, you know, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I don't have to create this like big deal and get myself into a domestic abuse type of a vicious cycle with him. So it turned out that I was kind of holding up the relationship a lot. So I was the person that really had to work at the relationship, and he had a job and went to work, but and obviously is he never did drugs around me, because he didn't want me to know. He didn't want me to think that he did. And so that's kind of like scary, because so I'm not sure which is scarier, if they don't tell you and they're just doing it behind your back, but like they want to like sort of like suck you into their like little cycle of destruction. And it doesn't matter, they're still addicts. And so I've lived with this man. I lived with him up to 2004. And I've been we never married, thank goodness, but I was willing to pay him child support just because I really didn't want to interact with him. I felt that he didn't want to like let go of me. I feel like he still doesn't. Like I feel like he has like some kind of like addiction, maybe like it's part of like his addictive type of mental issue. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows like all the crackheads, and all the crackheads treat women like trash because the wives that they're married to let them get away with all the trash that they do, and then they want to treat every other woman the same way. And I'm not going to let that happen. I mean, in their head and in their world, maybe in their dreams even, they're obsessed with me, and they think that I'm going to have to pay for something that they do, but no, it's not going to happen. So so anyhow, so this crackhead, I learned how to identify certain things. And really what got me thinking about this is that I'm watching Joe Biden, and I'm thinking he has a son that's obviously like big time crackhead, like no other crackhead, a crackhead with wealth. That's all he is. He's just a crackhead with money. So, and it doesn't make him better. It just makes him a crackhead with money. But so the addiction doesn't have to be to a drug. I feel like maybe Joe Biden is addicted to power. Like his addictive behavior is saying things and doing things that are just very short-sighted for like, getting what he wants there and then. But there's no planning involved in his administration. There's nothing. There's no good judgment. Just like an addict, there's no he lacks the planning abilities. He doesn't have foresight. He's very short-sighted. He does things in the moment, for whatever he can gain for himself in that moment, like an addict. I think that is very like a trait of addicts. So addictive behavior, you have to recognize the mind games that people play, right? I don't even want to talk about logical fallacies, or is it fallacies? Fallacies, right? In Spanish, two L's is actually pronounced like a J or a Y, but not in English. So, because you know what, fallacies really start becoming like more like mud pies between parties, and I feel like the Democrats are being like like I guess like an angsty teenagers that want to flip the script on their parents, and one day you don't recognize them anymore, and they want to be like parenting you around, and so they start like to try and get away with things because they don't want to get in trouble. They start to like try and bully you or start lying to you, and they like feel like excuse, and then one day it just blows up in their face. But they're teenagers, they're like little teenagers that need education, that need to be disciplined along the way. Like, okay, so yeah, definitely that's a serious problem. That's what they are, incorrigible teenagers. I already said that. just like teenagers, lying, cheating, just to get just to get their way, and then they just congregate. They congregate together. They sound like parrots. They're like, if one person says one thing, next thing you know, it's like, oh my God, it's not even groupthink anymore. It's like they're zombies. So I think that's what I had to say is no, actually, this is where I want to end. So as I was living with this guy, I was living with him as I was going to school. He was working, and I needed to finish school so that I can, and provide for myself. So because I knew the whole time that it wasn't going to work out, which he knew, and I would like check in with him like periodically. By the way, I'm still considering not staying. I don't want to lead you on, and I felt like if I misled him, that I would like be in like come to a point at the end of our so-called relationship. It wasn't really a relationship. I mean, it was more like knew the guy for 2 months, got pregnant. Their parents are Mexican, so I related to them, and his mom was old, retired, I should say. She's old now, but she was retired, so she was going to help with the babysitting. So it was just like for practical reasons more so. And again, the drugs, I didn't know what to think because I'm not an addict. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, oh, it's non-alcoholic. It's not alcoholic. It has no. It's alcohol free. Which actually tastes pretty good. Actually, Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, um, but I do like the flavor of beer. I'm not an addict. I just I've never been that way. Like I can't. I don't know what it is. Like like most kids will not stop eating candy. Like their parents have to come and take it from them, or they look for it and that sort of thing. So that's like sort of when or when they eat something is they have to like add a lot of lemon to it, or like certain addictive types of habits you get. So that sort of thing. So I didn't really know if it was a problem or not, but I did know that he was a very bad decision maker. He just had bad judgment. I'm 100%. I mean, I can't be 100% because, well, I mean, he likes to put up a facade like other people, and um, I never liked to embarrass him about it, and it wasn't just because I am conflict averse. It was just more like I hope people like that get better. It's not gonna he's not gonna get better if if I comply with him, become complicit with him, am intimidated by him, and appeasing him, and walking on eggshells to make sure that he's not going to explode, or whatever. I guess it could get that way, right? Well, I wasn't going to do that, and that's, I think, the best thing for people is they don't have anybody around them that is um, I guess enabling, encouraging, all of the above, and then also just like become some kind of partner in crime with that person. That's how addicts think. Like they think, well, as long as is they have all like everything else is going fine, or I don't know. I'm assuming that's what it's like. Anyhow, I hate the way I lost my voice right now. I feel like maybe I don't know. It's like in a different realm of like my voice is probably anyhow. I'll get it back. Um, Either way, I'm saying everything that I want to say, so that's a good thing. Um, so when I thought, okay, so I'm not gonna. It's not like about shaming. It's not about getting anybody in trouble. It's not about being spited and being angry because I don't have like the um, like the lawyer husband, and now I'm just gonna take it out on him. Like evil woman like that. Like it's not like in a wicked way. It's more like I'm not going to enable you, and I do want to be happy, and you're not going to be happy with me because I'm not going to make you happy. So let's just both go our own way and find our happiness. And that's kind of where it was. But as I was actually, um, I would come to this conclusion, and he sort of would think, well, like, he'd make me feel like a little sorry for him, and I thought, well, I guess I can have a little bit of compassion, like, let me think about. And then I thought, well, no, because if I do that, then I'm just like being sort of like played, like I'm being womanized. He's definitely like appealing to that. I might feel emotional about it and have compassion and forgive him, and then it goes on and on and on. And you know what? Things never got bad because I'm telling you, like, I held things together. I never let him get away. Like, I didn't become a part of that aspect of his life. And I was like super anal about it. So, I mean, I had my little babies and I was in school. So, I mean, it's not like we had there wasn't really too much of a choice. Either way, so I thought, you know what, with all the gaslighting and mind games, because that's kind of how it works sometimes too. I mean, obviously he wasn't happy to hear that I'm like being an asshole and like telling him like, you know what, like, here's my priorities. My kids are my priorities. That's why he took me to court in 2000. What was it, 2008, by the way? And I just thought like, yeah, right. Okay. The court knows about everything. And that's when I actually went to court and looked up his record. And sure enough, he'd been, detained for drugs and that sort of thing. So, which in the past, I just thought like, just leave it alone. We'll just kind of, he'll find somebody eventually and he'll just go his own separate way. And my kids don't have to go spend all that time with him anymore. Well, that's when he wanted to take me to court and ask for 50-50. And I thought, no. So that's how that worked out, which is totally unfair for me, but okay. So over it. But yeah, as they play these games on you, they play these games and and they make you second guess, and they want you to think a certain way. And I just thought like, okay, let's just keep things very simple and clear. Either because he acted like sort of naive sometimes, like he didn't know what I was talking about. But like, I think when people do that, it's almost like to make you get frustrated. Like the Bidens are doing that very well right now. So I recognize these things because of living with this man. I wouldn't even doubt if these two creatures know each other. Like they're like almost like they think exactly the same, like crackheads, like addicts, like, and Joe does too. He's just addicted to power. So basically, um, yeah, they basically don't want things to be logical and make sense. But they're always thinking like in circular fashion. They're always thinking, so if anything that they're saying right now, it's because they're going to use that with what they're already planning on doing. It's not like they're planning on doing something and they want consensus and then everybody agrees and everybody goes home happily ever after. It's like, well, yes, but I like in the event that, maybe there's resistance, in the event that I can't get away with any secrets I'm trying to hide about any, money from China or Ukraine, because being a crackhead, okay, there's like substance abuse programs here all over the place. So that's like nothing. But in the event that there's something serious, this is how these people play that game. Um, so so definitely what I told myself was snap out of it. Either this guy is really, really stupid, like he's an idiotic, ignorant, stupid person, or he's doing it. He's planning on being like reckless and irresponsible. And okay, so these are the two things we're looking at here. Either he's stupid or he's plain reckless. And in one case is like, well, maybe he just doesn't know. And in the other case is like, oh, he's just being reckless. And it goes back and forth. It goes back and forth with these people. And or it's like, or he's just being reckless, uh, and is there a reason for that? Like, what is the reason behind it? Because people want to, like, if it doesn't make sense, like, to, you know, for people that like to like play by the rules and are just like normal people. So it's just more to like almost like appeal to your emotions, and they love that. They love that. They love getting under your skin that way. Them and their horse. Um, so either way, so there's these two things going on. And if you get caught in trying to figure out, well, which is it? Is he really stupid? Or is he just like being reckless and he knows something that we don't know? Why is he, you know, like why is this? And I just figured either way, why does it matter which of the two it is? Aren't they both bad? Like they're both just as bad. You have to step outside of that. You can't see it like, you know, either it's not an either or thing. It's a, you're not cut out for the job. That's what it is. I didn't think he was going to be a good father to my kids, and I was right. I was right. I was 100% right. I'm not saying I'm the perfect parent. Nobody's a perfect parent. I'm saying he's not a good person. He's not a good dad. And I feel exactly the same way about Joe Biden. And I feel that his son is evil. His son is very trespassing on people. He takes liberties with people like a crackhead would. Like only a crackhead would be that indecent. And I hope more of those disgusting pictures come out so that he really comes out to his true light. And and this guy that I was married to, he got lucky with me, because man, he would have been destroyed with some of these whores out there that actually he's running around with now. So it's just a matter of time for him. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's done his dirt. Like he's done even dirtier. I mean, I'm talking about like he's probably been with guys. Like that's how disgusting these crackheads are. So that's what I wanted to leave you with is I'm not sure if I worded it like correctly. It's like almost a mantra to me now. Like when I get caught in this cycle of, well, which is it? Which is it? Well, do either matter? They don't. Uh, and I just wanted to share that. I'm not embarrassed. It's not contagious. You know, addiction is not contagious. It's a personal decision for everybody. And you make the best of what you have, and you hope for the best. You plan for the worst. And then you just make hard decisions. And if you have to go your own separate way, you go your own separate way. And if they don't want you to, then too bad. But that's all I had to say. Yeah, I mean, everybody has the right to change and to repent, but it's not going to be easy if they just like fall into the same behavior pattern and you know just take on these um, you know liberties with other people. It's offensive to other people to even be in the same planet with them. You know, it's like I mean, let's think about it. This administration is going to get us all high, and then they're going to take all our guns. I mean, I don't even have one, but still, I mean, I'm imagining like people that have guns, you know, they're responsible people. I'm not talking about like people in the streets. Obviously, those people are always going to have guns no matter what. But um, so now you're going to have like a bunch of high people, um, and if these high people want to get crazy and want to go commit like robberies, break-ins, you know, nobody's going to be able to defend themselves, because now guess what? They're going to gone. These hoodlums are going to get you know pregnant like there's no tomorrow and have abortions all day long. It's like this is sick. This is sick. This is a Democratic agenda. This is not a Republican agenda. I hope everybody understands that. And I hope that when you do come out and vote in 2020 and 2022, that you have these things in mind, because they don't have your best interest in mind. And guess what? They expect you to take the lead. That's what they're thinking inside. They're thinking, well, if nobody stops me, then I'm just going to be the addict I am and be addicted to my power. So that's what they think. Like, don't give them any credit. Don't give them credit. Just like literally, that's what they're thinking. And they're scripted politicians, they're career politicians. They scratch each other's back, line each other's pockets, and they're all good. So I'm going to leave you with that. Go ahead and and don't comment on anything I say. Just reflect on it. Thank you. Bye-bye.